Hi,
Hi. So, hello, Pavana. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so it's a Saturday afternoon. Are you busy? Did you have a good morning?
Yeah,
Okay, great. So, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed for Yay, I Can Speak To. My name is Teacher Ratna, as you know me. And first of all, I want to congratulate you for winning the most creative storytelling ability in the Lockdown Storytelling Contest 2020 for the age group of 10 to 12. So, I think you deserve a big round of applause. All right.
thank you. Thank you.
And so I would like to ask you a few questions so that the other children who have joined the contest would be able to learn from your experience and your skills as well. I think it would be a wonderful experience for the other children, and it's a good way for them to improve themselves. So please tell me about yourself.
I'm Pavanalakkshana and I'm 11 years old.
All
I
right.
live in Kluang Johor and I study in Sekolah Kebangsaan Connection Convent Kluang Johor.
Okay, so you sent a really nice video of your submission for the storytelling contest was really good, and I one of the reasons you won is because you changed your voice and you had songs in it, and I thought that was really creative. So was that your first experience joining a storytelling competition?
No, I started when I was 6. So
Okay.
storytelling I started when I was 6, but poetry I started when I was 5 years old and I got the first place.
Wow. So those must be all the trophies that you have. I can see a couple of trophies on the back. So those
Yeah,
must be stuff that you've won. And
yeah.
does it include, do they include the ones that you won when you were 6 as well?
Yes,
Okay, so you've been doing it for a really long time then. Yeah, since you're
yeah.
6 and now you're 12. So it's about 6 years of it. So have you been on stage numerous times then?
When I was in kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
I actually, yes, I went on stage.
All
I
right.
talked, and the best experience was when I was 6.
Okay.
I actually told a story in front. I think so about 50 to 80 adults, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. How did it feel like? What was the feeling like when you did that?
I was a little nervous, but
Mm-hmm.
I was happy. I was happy to tell the story to everyone,
Okay.
and I was a little nervous,
All right. But that's quite common for anyone who goes on stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many times, if you remember, how many times after that did you go on stage? Or did you,
Um,
participate in storytelling contests?
Not sure because after that I actually continued storytelling when I was 2,
Okay.
started 2,
Okay.
then I continued started 2, 3.
So you have been on stage numerous times then for different contests, for
Yeah.
poetry, for storytelling. Did you win each time you went on stage?
Actually mostly I won, but always at the
Okay.
end of the
Okay.
competition, maybe the final round,
Right.
because it's very challenging
I
on the
see.
grade.
Okay. So you always went up to the final round, but you don't win in the final round. But
Yeah,
every time that happened, did you give up to join the next time? No. So what pushed you?
I
What was the driving factor?
I keep saying no, I must not stop, and I must
Okay.
continue doing it.
Okay, so you just kept motivating yourself again and again to keep doing it. And you've come a long way for 6 years. So every time, let me recap that. So every time you went up to the final rounds, but it was always challenging and
Yes.
you didn't win, but you kept trying again and again and again. So can I say that the key, one of the important things to improve in storytelling is actually to keep trying?
Yes, it's also to keep trying, never give up,
Okay.
and to always be confident.
Okay, so what did you learn from that experience? You told me that you've been on stage numerous times and
Yeah.
you didn't win, but I'm sure every time you went on stage, you must have learned a lot of things. In terms of skills, in terms of managing failure. So, what are some of the things that you've learned each time you went on stage, but you didn't win?
Um, I actually I went for a competition, the football competition.
Okay,
It was in KL. It was held in
okay,
KL.
okay,
And for the final round, I did
hmm,
very well. I needed
okay,
to. I had 4 characters.
okay,
So I actually needed. The first character was with a mustache. The
mm-hmm.
second character is with a pole.
All right,
The third character was a milkman.
Okay.
and fourth character was like a servant.
Okay.
So I could change voice and move my body and all that. It was kind of
Okay.
different.
Okay.
But the problem was I over time. My time was 6 minutes.
Right. So that was one of the
And
key things, isn't it, with storytelling? You have to keep to your time, right?
I met
Yeah.
a author, Prem Rawat.
Wow. Okay. And I think your mom sent me a photo of you and her as well. And she was very impressed with your skills as well, right?
That was an Australian lady.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't the author,
Okay.
but she really liked my story because I need to change.
Okay.
She was from Australia from a drama school.
Oh, that's really impressive. So you must have done a really good job, right? Very
Yeah.
good. Well done. Well done to you. So, what are some of the skills that you think that children need to build and improve on their storytelling skills? Just share
Um,
your experience of how it has worked out for you. What kind of skills? How did you go about improving yourself?
First, they need to change their voice. Then only the audience or the judges will understand the characters.
Okay.
And second, they must always be confident and
Okay.
never give up.
Okay.
And
So
never give up and keep trying.
okay. So how do they change their voice? Is it something that they need to practice all the time?
They have to actually follow the characters. Maybe a deaf man, they will be a little loud, or the
Okay.
blind one is off, so they have to follow.
So they got to follow
And
the character. Yeah. Go on.
maybe they can see in front of the mirror, so
Mm-hmm.
they can know how their face expressions are
Ah,
and everything.
right. So you're saying that one of the techniques to actually improve storytelling is to stand in front of the mirror and
Yeah,
to look at yourself when you're practicing, right? So that is going to help you improve yourself. Did you stand in front of the mirror and practice?
yeah. Most of the time, I don't really like doing it, but my
Okay.
mom forced me to do it.
Yeah, but I think that's a brilliant thing to do. I think standing in front of the mirror and looking at yourself, telling a story is one of the best ways to actually improve your storytelling skills because you would probably be your best critique and your best teacher, right? Because when you
Yeah,
watch
exactly.
yourself, yeah, you watch yourself, you know how people are looking at you. The way you portray yourself in the mirror is the impression that people get of you because that's how they look at you, right? So I think
Yeah,
that's a really, really, really good tip. So, children, one of the things she said was change your voice according to the different characters. Am I right, Pavana?
yes,
Yeah, and then having good expressions in your face and practicing in front of the mirror. Am
yeah.
I right? Okay. Now, what do you think is the secret to good storytelling?
Practice, practice, and practice.
Yes.
Confidence and never to give up. Keep
Okay.
trying, keep trying.
So practice is actually, so there's no shortcut to it. There's no easy
No.
way out. It's always the easy way out is practice, right? There's no other way out. Yeah. All right. And are there other storytelling tips that you would like to share with some of your other friends? The ones who are watching the video. Things you've learned in poetry class, maybe like should they go to class? Do they need to watch videos? What did you do to improve yourself?
Like storytelling and poetry is almost the same.
Hmm.
Storytelling and poetry, you have to really get into the story. You have to be that character. If you are this person, you have to be this person. And you have to change voices. And when you change voices, people understand, like I said. Yeah, that's the only thing. Poetry is, you have to have like the tune of it.
Right. So there's a rhythm to poetry. The way you
Yes,
change, the way you move your voice, the modulation of your voice is different in poetry. And in storytelling, you need to become the character. It's almost like acting, isn't it?
yeah,
When you see an actor, they actually get into the character. So it's the same with storytelling itself. So it means that the person who's listening to your story needs to actually feel that you are the character.
exactly.
And how can you get into the character in storytelling? How do you practice doing that?
Your voice is the one that'll change everything
Okay, but
because it shows the character.
right, but how did you did you visualize yourself getting into the character? um did you just keep reading the story numerous times to try to fit into the how did you do it? What was your strategy?
I actually just read the script and
Hmm.
then repeat it over and over again every part, and then I will remember it and I will change voices to be the character.
Okay, so your strength is actually changing voices to be the character. So the story that you submitted for the lockdown storytelling contest 2020, you sang in between as well. There was a bit of music and a bit of songs and all.
Yeah.
Was that a part of the story, that the original story, or did you create that?
Actually, this was an old story. When I was studying 3, my teacher helped me.
Okay.
There were this teacher Maureen. She added the story. She added the song to attract people, so they would want to
Right.
listen to the story.
Okay.
So it was quite fun. It was quite fun.
Okay. And one more question. Do you think having the right props and like, for example, when you told the story, you dressed up, if I'm not mistaken, as a man with a mustache and almost like
Mm.
a merchant or something along that line, right? So what was that? Was it a merchant that you dressed up as? Or was it a magician,
Um,
the story that you...
no, it wasn't like a magician. It was like a deaf and a blind man
Okay.
who stop it.
Okay, so you dressed up as a man, you had a mustache on, I think you even had a vest on and all that. Do you think it makes a difference for a person, for a child to actually dress up as the character and tell the story than not dressing up as the character and telling the story?
It doesn't really matter. All that matters is me, you,
Okay.
ourselves. It
Okay,
isn't
so
really the props.
what do you mean by it doesn't really matter?
It means that our voice, our body movement, body language, that matters the most.
Okay, so it's more of your voice, how you modulate your voice, how you change your voice to the different characters, and also your face expression and your body movement. So that is the main art of storytelling. The clothing and the props comes in later, like a supportive thing. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So one last question before we let you go. Is there anything else that you want to share with your friends who are watching the video about the art of storytelling?
Just to never give up. If you like storytelling, keep practicing, keep trying, practice in front of the mirror, your voice model, your voice changing and all that. Keep practicing and never to give up.
All
And
right.
thanks to all the organizers who did this interview.
You're very welcome. And there you go. That is our interview with Pavanalakkshana, and she was the winner. Yes,
Pavanalakkshana.
Pavanalakkshana, sorry. That was our interview with Pavanalakkshana, and she was the winner of the most creative storyteller for the category of 10 to 12-year-old in the lockdown storytelling contest 2020. So, yes,
Yes.
you want to add
Actually,
something
my
on?
actually my mom is the one who really really pushed me, and I should thank her more than anything.
Okay, so that's really sweet of you. So listen, parents, that's the other thing. If you want your child to excel in something, you need to also be the support that they need to succeed. I think that's the key. It is not just the teachers in school. Teachers in school play a part, but parents also play an equal part, if not more, to help your children succeed in the field or in a skill that they shine at. And with that, we are going to end the interview, Pavana. Thank you so much again for agreeing to be interviewed, and we wish you all the best from Yay I Can Speak to Leeds Learning Academy. All the best in your future, and thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice weekend.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.